It's not been the best of weeks for Sunderland over in League One, as of course they suffer a shock defeat up against Lincoln City. But what about the state of play of the league? We'll take a little look. Another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match day number, I think it's 27 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe and get you back today. All things Rovers related, League 1 related, world football related. We're going to all hear boys under one rooski. That's right, Rotherham still lead the charge, and I've got a couple of games in hand, of course, over the Morecambes, and of course Wigan still in the hunt as well, with 5 games in hand on bloody Sunderland. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VR bloody P's. They are the patrons, guys. Thank you for your love, and a big shout out to J Pontise Relay, the latest member of the gang. Well done to you, sir. Of course, if you want to join Jay and the boys, check out the link down below. Of course, patreon.com/Rovers. He's rocking me old La Tri. Is it La Tri? Tricolor or whatever it is, La Tri shirt, that's right, Mexico. So here we go then, of course, recap the games that did take place the last time around, of course, and bring you bang up to date with, of course, the league itself, and of course the prediction league itself. So let's have a little look at the games that did take place. Of course, Doncaster Rovers against Fleetwood ended up as a 1-0 win for Fleetwood, big win for them. Of course, Doncaster still in a whole host of trouble, and they're on the verge of going down. Gillingham are also on the verge of going down, 4-0 loss to Ipswich, who are on the move. Where am I? Where bloody am I? Of course, Ipswich up to 10th of the table. Of course, got themselves an outside push for top 6 at the moment. Wycombe Wanderers, they're well in the hunt, in 3rd spot at the moment. What are we looking at here? 3-3 draw against Sunderland. Good description me. Not the best week of action for them. 6-goal thriller there. And they can see 3 goals as well. Remember that number. Of course, Lincoln City picked up a big 2-0 win over Oxford, and that's a massive week for them. Of course, Oxford take a bit of a tumble then to 6th spot. Lincoln, a big win up to 16th now after, of course, these consecutive points they picked up this past week or so. Accrington, Stanley and MK Dons duked out to a 1-1 draw. Cheltenham picked up a 1-1 draw against Burton as well. MK Dons bounced back, of course, and that added to that week, the point in the weekend, and they picked up a massive point in their own derby up against Wimbledon, of course. Sunderland, though, did get beaten by Lincoln City, made back-to-back wins for them in a bit of a shitty couple of games for Sunderland. Meanwhile, Wycombe also picked up another 3 pointers up against Bolton, who had a bit of a shit show against Wycombe Wanderers. Of course, Crewe, a massive win for them over Charlton. Now Crewe up to 22nd in the table. Charlton, of course, wobbling now and 14th. Those are the state of play in League 1. Let's take a look at the table. Here it is. As you can see, Rotherham, of course, 2 games in hand, level on points with Sunderland. Meanwhile, Wycombe also just 1 point adrift off Sunderland into 2nd spot. Wigan up into 4th now, 45 points on the board. MK Dons up to 5th, and Oxford make up the playoffs with Plymouth breathing down their next. Crewe, Morecambe, Wimbledon and Fleetwood going down as it stands. Bolton in a bit of trouble as well, so they need to keep their noses clean towards the back end of the season. But in the middle of the pack there, you can't write out Stanley, can't write out Ipswich, Sheff Wednesday, of course, Portsmouth also breathing or trying to keep themselves in the hunt with, of course, a player for ambitious. Take a look at the leaderboard then for the prediction league. This is for this week and this week alone. Take a bow, Shepherd Meister and Ultra Omamura. Respect to my Patreons kicking ass this past week, and of course Jimmy Watton in the gang as well. So well done to you guys. What about the overall grand scheme of things for the second half of the season? Well, here it is. Deepak the Great, Freddie 77 and Shepherd lead the charge at the moment. Ultra Omamura picking up a good jump on things with that 1 week entry up to 5th now in the table. Jimmy Watton in there and Joachim Jakobsen make up the power 15. Of course, this is for the back end of the season. There is a master leaderboard which, of course, will be made available at the end of this week. I'm on it. I'm all over it, especially for the patrons as well. So if you're a patron, you'll get access to that data. Then you'll know where on earth you sit in, of course, the master grand old scheme of things. Anyway, that's the state of play there. Let's take a little look then, of course, at the next round of games. Of course, if you want to get involved, free to enter /League 1 or League 1 in English, of course, for your leisure. Let's get a look at it. These are the whole host of games. We'll take a look at the weekend's action plus a little bumper 5-gamer for next week. So again, it's just a little too little to make its own video. So we're going to do a monster episode here and a good chance for you guys to get some points. hopefully all the games will take place. Kicking on off at the top of the shop there, Accrington Stanley up against Sunderland, of course, will kick us all off here on the 15th of January. Now, these two sides played each other 7 times in 2019, 5 wins for Sunderland, nothing for Accrington, and 2 draws. However, Accrington Stanley coming into this just 1 defeat of the past 6 games, 6-10% form up against the Sunderland side, who've come into this, of course, back-to-back games without a win. However, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for them at the moment. Of course, last time around, they played each other at Accrington. It was a 2-0 win for Sunderland. That was, of course, back in March 2021. A big 2-0 win for Accrington, for Sunderland on that one. Meanwhile, of course, Accrington picked up a draw against MK Dons. Of course, Sunderland did lose to Lincoln. The odds on this were 3-1. It's just Accrington standing here 11-10 on. It's just Sunderland 30-5 is your draw. I think Sunderland on a bit of a wobble here. Of course, Accrington standing have got some fight in them, and they always seem to be an awkward little team, especially at home. I think they'll get something out of this one. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw myself on this one. Bolton Wanderers up against Ipswich Town. That's right, Ipswich Town on the climb. Of course, Bolton Wanderers on a bit of a slump right here, right now. Played each other 27 times since 1996. 8 wins to Bolton, 12 wins to Ipswich, and 7 draws. Of course, Bolton though losing 5 in about 17% form up against the Ipswich side, who have just lost once in the past 5 games, and back-to-back wins for McKenna's lads. Of course, last round over at the Boundary Park, or whatever they call it, Reebok, University of Bolton Stadium, whatever it is. 5-0 win it was for Ipswich last way back in 2019. That was back in August 2019. 5-0 demolition. Of course, the home side hasn't won this game since Ipswich beat Bolton in 2017 in the Championship. Of course, Wycombe did beat Bolton last round, and they've gone back-to-back games without scoring a goal. And in fact, only scoring 1 goal in the last 5 games. Goodness gracious me. Meanwhile, Ipswich picking up a 4-0 win over Gillingham. They go into this on back-to-back clean sheets. So they're looking good in that department. Of course, 11-5 is your Bolton, 12-5 is your draw, 5-4 is your away win. That's, of course, Ipswich Town. They'll win this one, won't they? 1-0 win and another clean sheet to boot. Cheltenham up against, of course, Charlton, of course, in the Battle of the Seas. Now, these two sides have played each other 2 times in 2016, 2 wins out of 2 for Cheltenham, of course. However, Cheltenham coming into this without a win in the last 6 games, 25% form. Up against Johnny Jackson's boys who've just picked up 1 win out of the past 5. They come into 33% form as well. Last round, they played each other over in Cheltenham with a 1-0 win for Cheltenham back in August 2016. It was in the EFL Cup. 1-0 win it was. Cheltenham picking up a draw against Burton last round. Of course, Crewe beating Charlton last round. And they come into this as well, scoring just 1 goal at the last 6 games. Absolutely, actually scrap that, 2 goals. Scored 2 goals at the last 6 games, of course. So not great for Charlton at the moment, of course. Look at the odds on this one. We have Charlton, of course. Charlton coming at you 90-10 for the victory. 64 is your Charlton, and 94 is yours. It's quite tight to call this one. I've gone the 0-0 draw right down the middle. I can't separate the 2 sides. Can you let me know your thoughts and opinions down below? Crewe taking on Shrewsbury. A bit of a Northwest crunch clash here. Played each other 21 times. 2003, 7 wins for Crewe, 9 wins for Shrewsbury, and we've got 5 draws. Crewe winning 3 of the last 6, 50% form up against the Shrewsbury side. Just 1 defeat the past 6 games, or 1 defeat the past 5 for them, 58% form as well. Last round, of course, over in Crewe was a 3-2 win for Crewe. That was back in May 2021. Of course, 3-2 winners in League One. Crewe coming into this on the back of a 2-1 win. Big win over Charlton. Of course, Shrewsbury did get battered by Liverpool 4-1 last time around. That was in the FA Cup. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Crewe 94 for the victory, 13-10 is your win. That's Shrewsbury, and 11-5 is your draw. I think Crewe might nick this one. I've gone with a 2-2 draw, but I think Crewe are probably more suited to win this one, but I am playing it safe with a cautious 2-2 draw. Doncaster Rovers up against Wigan Athletic, of course, games in hand, stacking up on them maybe. Of course, they are decent. Wigan, you can't knock them. Of course, they've beaten us yet again this past week in the FA Cup. Anyway, played each other 10 times in 2002, 3 wins to Doncaster, 5 wins to Wigan, and 2 draws. Just 1 win in 6 though for Doncaster, 17% form. They're on their way down, aren't they? As for Wigan, they could be on the way up, winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form. Of course, last round it was a 4-1 win for Wigan in Keep Moat. That was back in April 2021. Of course, Doncaster picking up a 1-0 loss against Fleetwood. Wigan beating, of course, Blackburn Rovers last round, something that some other teams in the Championship could not do. So big win for Wigan, and of course another bit of bragging rights for them as well. Let's take a look at the odds then, shall we? Where do we have? We have Doncaster coming at you, 61 for the victory, 2-1 on as your Wigan, and of course 16-5 is your. We're going to win this one, 2-0 win, clean sheet to boot, and of course pushing up the table. Gillingham, they're going to be taking on Burton, Albion, of course, over at the Priestfields. Played each other, according to my eyes, 16 times since 2009. 6 wins to Gillingham, 6 wins to Burton, 4 draws. Of course, Steve Lavelle takes over the reins here. Of course, however, Gillingham coming to this without a win in at least 13 games. Oh my gosh, Burton up against it as well. Just 1 win and 5 for them, as Jimmy Floyd Hasselbong's boys, of course, trying to kick on as well. Last round over, and Gillingham was a 1 win for Burton. In fact, the home side hasn't won this game in a long time. Since Gillingham beat Burton back in 2018, that's the last time the home side beat the away side in this fixture. Of course, Gillingham did lose to Ipswich last time around. Of course, 1-2 back-to-back games without scoring a goal. Burton picked up a draw against Cheltenham last round. Look at the odds on this one then. Gillingham 21-10 for the victory, 24 is your away win. That's Burton. Of course, 5-2 is your. New manager Matt's potentially here for Gillingham, but I don't think it is going to go all the way through there. 1-1 in the end. Fleetwood up against Rotherham. Let's get into this one now at over in Fleetwood. Now, these two sides have played each other according to my eyes. 8 times since 2012. 3 wins for Fleetwood, 3 for Rotherham. We've got 2 draws. Just 1 defeat in the past 5 games for Fleetwood. At the moment, 58% form up against the Rotherham side, who've had a bit of a rough patch. Lost 2-1-2 at the last 4 games. 67% form for them at the moment. Of course, last amount over in Fleetwood was a 3-2 win. Sorry, it was a 2-0 win. 2-0 win for Fleetwood in the League One, of course, back in August 2017. It's been a while, guys. It has been a while. Of course, Fleetwood did beat Doncaster last round. Of course, Rotherham did lose to QPR on pens, I think, in the FA Cup last round. Look at the odds on this one. 11-2 is your Fleetwood, of course, at 50-8 on is your Rotherham. Of course, at 3-1 is your draw. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Rotherham on the road here to keep themselves probably top of the table. Lincoln City up against Cambridge, of course. Let's get into this one now, shall we? Of course, Lincoln on a bit of a push. Of course, last round, 17 times they played each other since 2002. 5 wins for Lincoln, 4 for Cambridge, and 8 draws. Of course, just 1 defeat past 4 games for Lincoln, 42% form. Up against the Cambridge side, also just 1 defeat past 4 games, 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, last round over in Lincoln was a 1-1 draw. I was back in, of course, October 2018. I was in League 2. Lincoln picked up a 3-1 win over the Morecambe, of course. Cambridge picked up a 2-1 win over Portsmouth as well. Look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Got Lincoln coming at you. 2019 on for the hosts on this one. 25 is draw. 3-1 is your away win. That's Cambridge United. Lincoln will win this one as well to make it 3 wins on the bounce. Pompey up against MK Dons. Of course, a bit of a playoff pushing one this one. Played to the 15 times to the year 2006 wins for Pompey, 5 for MK Dons, and 4 draws. Just 1 defeat the past 5 for Portsmouth, 50% form. Just 1 defeat also the past 5 games for MK Dons, 50% form for them at the moment as well. Last round at Fratton Park was a 2-1 win for Portsmouth. That was back in October the 10th. Big year, big day in this house. October, of course, 2020 as well. Of course, look at the odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, 5-4 is your Portsmouth on this one. 23-10 is your draw, and 23-10 also is your away win. That's MK Dons. Portsmouth nicking this one, 2-1 win. In the end, Sheff Wednesday up against Plymouth on this one. Let's take a look at it over at Hillsborough. Played each other 17 times, 2003, 8 wins for Plymouth, 4 for Sheff Wednesday, and we've got 5 draws. Just 1 win and 6 though for Darren Moore's boys, of course, Schumacher's boys. Meanwhile, Schumacher's boys, just 1 defeat past 6 for them. 3 wins on the bounce, 75% for Plymouth Green Army. Of course, coming at you last round, Hillsborough was a 0-0 draw in the FA Cup. That was back in November 2021. Of course, it was a replay, and then Plymouth actually came through in the end. Meanwhile, that's the pleasure in the league, though. Hillsborough was a 4-2 win for Plymouth. Again, goodness gracious me. So they've actually won 5 of the bouts, or at least unbeaten the last 5 against Sheffield Wednesday. So they like playing them, don't they? Of course, take a look at this situation heading into this one. Of course, Plymouth did beat Birmingham in the FA Cup. Sheffield Wednesday did lose to Shrewsbury, of course, not too long ago as well. Look at the odds on this one then. 5-4 is your Wednesday, 11-5 is your away win Plymouth. 12-5 is your draw. Of course, Wednesday, I think they're going to nick this one, even though Plymouth have been on a good bit of form. But Hillsborough, I think Sheffield Wednesday will just have enough, unfortunately, to take the points. Kicking on forward, there'll be we got Wimbledon taking on Morecambe as well. This coming Saturday, plays to the corner of my eyes 11 times since 2011, 4 wins apiece. 3 draws. Wimbledon, no losing, 3 in the bounce, 42% form. Against the Morecambe side, just won once in the past 6 for them, 25% form for them at the moment as well. Wimbledon, last time at Wimbledon was a 5-2 win for Morecambe in League 2 back in October 2015. Of course, Wimbledon did lose to MK Dons last round. Morecambe picked up a 3-1 loss against Spurs last round. Of course, they did. Heading into this one, the odds 43 on is your Wimbledon, 40-5 is your draw, 7-2 is your away win. That's of course Morecambe. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Wimbledon. They need to win this game. Of course, Wycombe taking on what have we got here? Oxford in another bit of a playoff crunch clash here. Played each other according to my eyes around about 21 times 2004. 6 wins for Wycombe, 8 wins for Oxford, and we've got 7 draws. Just 1 defeat in the past 6 games for Wycombe. 67% form against the Oxford side, who just won once in the last 4. 58% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time round over at Wycombe was a 3-0 win for Oxford. That was an EFL Trophy Southern Group back in 2018. However, last time they played each other in Wycombe in the league, of course, was back in September 2018. It was a nil draw. Coming at you though, Wycombe did beat Bolton last round. Of course, Lincoln beat Oxford last time around. Of course, look at the odds on this one then. 7-5 is your Wycombe, 12-5 is your draw, 90-10 is your waving. That's of course Oxford United. I'm going to go with the 2-2 draw on this one. I cannot separate the two sides. Can you? Kicking off forward into the extended matches then, shall we? We're going to take a little look at, of course, Morecambe, who are scheduled to take on Wigan. That's of course heading into the back end of or the middle of next week. So of course this game will take place over in Morecambe. Bit of a northwest crunch clash-ish, but of course you're going to going to be fancying Wigan on this one. Now, these two sides will be locking horns on the 18th of January. I'm pretty sure the one time since 2013 it was 1 win out of 1 for Wigan. Of course, Morecambe just come into this 25% form, just 1 win and 6 of them. Of course, Wigan 5 wins in the past 6 games, 92% form. That one and only win. It was a friendly, so it doesn't really count. And of course, Morecambe did lose to Spurs last round. Wigan picked up a 3-2 win over Blackburn. Of course, no odds on this one. Odds are in your belly, and your belly will say a win for Wigan. 2-0 win for them on the road. Kicking off forward, of course, another team locking horns playing catch-up will be Wimbledon. They're going to be taking on, of course, Pompey, of course, down London way, who's going to be, of course, on the up for this one. Of course, Portsmouth looking good at the moment. Wimbledon not so much. Played each other goal in 17 times in 2003, 6 wins for Wimbledon, 10 wins for Pompey, and 1 draw. 3 defeats in the bouts for Wimbledon up against the Pompey side, who of course just lost once in the past 5 games. 50% form for them as well. Last round over in Wimbledon was a 5-3 win for Pompey. That's of course back in September 2021. Last time though in the league was a 5-1 win. It was a 3-1 win for Pompey back in May 2021 as well. That was of course last season. No odds, or do we? We do have odds. Basic odds going in favour of Pompey on this one. Wimbledon, of course, your home side. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Portsmouth on this one to take it to the house. Rotherham up against Lincoln City. Let's get into this then, shall we? Of course, Rotherham table toppers. Lincoln on a good bit of form at the moment. Could go either way this one though. Of course, down the New York Stadium, of course, locking horns. These two sides, according to my eyes, have played each other around about 14 times. 2008, 11 for Rotherham, 2 for Lincoln, and we got 1 draw. Of course, Rotherham, like I said, not the greatest form, losing 2, winning 2 of the last 4, 6-10% form up against the Lincoln side, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for them, 42% form for them at the moment. Of course, last time around at Rotherham was a 2-0 win for Lincoln. That was, of course, back in August 2019. Goodness gracious me. No odds on this one. Scrap that, spit it out, and put it back in there again. Rotherham are your favourites for this one. Lincoln are your red hot underdogs. It's going to be tight here. I do think Rotherham will nick it with a 2-1 win to take it out. And then finally, of course, we're going to hopefully going to have Cambridge up against Doncaster, and there's another must-win game for Doncaster. Or basically, they could find themselves in the old League Two before you know it. Of course, played each other 7 times 2003, 1 for Cambridge, 4 for Doncaster, and 2 draws. Of course, Cambridge winning 2 on the spin for them, 58% form for them up against Doncaster, just 1 win in the past 6 games. Of course, last round over in Cambridge was a 3-2 win for Doncaster. That was back in February 2017. No odds on this one, and they're in your belly. Pick it out there and have a guess. I'm going to go with a win for nobody. 1-1 draw right down the middle to make a bit of a stagnant week, I think, for Doncaster, and also not the best week for Cambridge. That's my take on it, boys. Be sure to get your own take in it as well using the link cut.ly/League One and get your name in lights. Of course, if you think yourselves are an EFL expert and want to get yourself into content creation, I'm on the lookout for presenters, creators, producers, all that kind of stuff for next season, well, basically at the end of this season as well, tailing into next season. I've got some big plans on the channel, and I'm on the lookout for you. So if you are interested, get in the comment section. Better still, go over to Twitter, follow me that way, and DM me, and we'll get the party started. But until then, guys, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. But until then, dudes, we're out.